forgot I have to speak into my mic, but what's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever time you're listening to or watching. You are now listening to
AJ Radio.
and today on AJ Radio. Before I start anything, I just want to say, I was sick last week and I was supposed to try and put this video out, but I was very much in the hospital. But I'm okay. I'm cool. So, um, today I wanted to go over. Well, actually, there's gonna be. I have 4 videos I'm gonna do. Right. This is gonna be the first one, and this first one is it's for the Revolve series. So long story short, I co-created a short film, and I wrote the music for it. And at first the music was lacking. It was just it was just piano. Okay. Pause. The music was good, but it could have been better. Okay, it was okay, but it could have been better. So all it was before was me just playing piano and then me on the bass, right? So, well, most of the songs were piano. One song was bass, and the bass song absolutely garbage. So with that being said, we turned this way. I started using Pro Tools, and I was like, oh, I wanna use Pro Tools and I want to use Pro Tools to recreate the song and make it better. And that's what I did. I did make it better. However, these songs are also horrible. I'm gonna create other videos where I remake these songs with an actual better orchestra plugins and all that stuff. But for right now, we're gonna go over how I kind of created it in Pro Tools, and yeah. And there's some things I just reopened it for the first time ever, and I looked on it and I was like, oh my gosh, there's some stuff on here that's very interesting. So let's go into it right now. So if we just dive right into it, just looking at like all the plugins I use, I thought, okay, so originally I thought I only used Sign Player, and Sign Player, there's this free little, plugin here called Berlin Free Orchestra, and this is what I used to compose for a majority of my pieces last year. And I thought I used this majorly, but I see there's Playcell here, and I used Mini Grand for the piano because that's all I had for the piano. There's a sitar here, which I'm gonna kind of show off a little bit, and obviously it's muted, so I didn't use it. And there's a 6th one here. Oh, trombones. And then Sign Player again right here for the flute. So, like I said, I didn't use very much instruments for this one. And I also don't really label stuff sometimes. You're gonna see that in a few of my pieces. I really don't label, but it happens. So, actually, before we go over that, I want to play the song, and you guys are gonna see the video go along with the song. And I'm gonna post the video individually on the channel, as well, so you guys can see, it by itself. The song isn't going to be posted probably individually, or it might be with a photo, but I did put them on SoundCloud. So I'm going to play the song, and let me know, I'm going to play it. that's the piece. So let's go over this. So for the piano, I did use May Grand. The piano is deep sea blue. I don't have my keyboard on, but I want to go over the specific real chords, and it's pretty much used throughout the whole song the same way. So the first chord that was used is A, C, E, which is an A minor chord. Oh, I should probably solo it out. And then from that, it goes to an F major chord. And then a D major. And then to an E minor, right? Yes, an E minor, I was correct. And then it kind of just repeats and goes quick on throughout the whole thing. And this was added. I was helped a little bit with this. My co-director played the note on the keyboard, and I was like, interesting. And then we played it, and then I added that in there, and then it really just came together. Oh my gosh, my mouse is like bugging. Oh my gosh. And then from there on, I really just kind of freestyled a little bit. But now I know the structure of the song, of course. One thing to note is I did not use a metronome for any of this. Like, even when I was recording it originally, I didn't use metronome. And these are the only songs that I did not use a metronome on. Smart, right? Yeah, I know, very smart. I definitely could have done better. Which is why I'm gonna remake them, because no metronome. What? But also, I don't know what the BPM of the thing is. I know it says 117 up here, but there's no clicking track, you know. So next we used the violin from Sign Player, the solo violin from Sign Player. It sounds really nice when it's added in there. So it starts off playing, an F goes to an A, a G, a A. It's really nice. I think it added the really smooth subtleness to it. You know, and it blends well. So when you play both of these together and you add the violin, you know. And over here on my other tab, I did add a little bit of dynamics. So on to the next, we added bass strings. I did not know, this was funny to me, I did not know I used Playso for the bass strings. Beyond me. They actually sound pretty well. I didn't know that though. But we're gonna go here. I love me some bass. So the bass is added later on. Starts with an A. Dun, goes to a C. Then to a D. I can't do it right now. I was wrong. Dun, dun. And if we want just a little bit of context in between, let's just see how this pulls it together. And it sounds really nice in the beginning. Next up, we have, I don't even know what this is, Celli. Love me some Celli. My cello just acts as a more fill note. I sometimes use it as just like double bassing, because double bassing, why not add a little extra bass? Who doesn't love some extra bass? So this is what that sounds like. And there is similarities in between the bass and the cello. As you can see, they're kind of, sometimes they mirror notes. If I wanted to add the bass, for example, real quick, just to show, I love me some harmony. Sometimes I even use the cello for melody. Just like that. Bass is moving sometimes. Wow, I haven't sustained anything in a while. And if we want to see how that compares, this is what it sounds like. Just like that. And really, we only have one more instrument in this song, honestly. And the only other instrument is the flute. And the flute I also used Sign Player for. I'm gonna show off the sitar in a second because I honestly don't remember what it sounds like. So let's see. But this is the flute by itself. Did I solo out the rest? No, I didn't. Okay, good. So this is what the flute sounds like by itself. And if I wanted to play that little section, now I can just have them all here. But if I wanted to play that little section, it does add a little more melody to it. Or background fill. And one thing to add is I used for the piano, I added some reverb and some equalization. And for the sitar and the flute, I also added some reverb. Now, let's see what the sitar sounds like, because I've never heard it. That's not bad. There was my window. In all seriousness, that is not horrible. Like, I see why I took it out, because I mean it fits, but it wasn't the vibe I was looking for. And I have some trombones here that I didn't use. So, but in all honesty, this isn't bad for one of my first pieces I've ever composed. Like literally, this is one of the first. And I did it without a metronome, and I'm really excited to actually recompose it because these four pieces are near and dear to my heart, and they I can't explain it, but it's gonna be really really exciting to, with all the new instruments as well. Like literally, like literally, I have all this stuff I can use now, and I'm super excited just to see and add what I could put in there. I could put some ancient kingdom instruments. I could put more strings. I could, make the solo violin better. And then not only that, it'll be on tempo. So, yeah. And that pretty much brings me to the end of the video. The last thing I would like to say is uh, song of the week. And my song of the week this week is Strange by Alicia Kriti. Or, I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong, but it's Strange by Alicia? Strange by Alicia Kriti. Um, I found this song when I was listening to, I'm not like a big R&B fan. I am, but like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not even gonna like, but I found this song when I was making a playlist and I was like going into different song phases basically, and this was a really good song. She's a really good artist, honestly. Like I've heard a bunch of her songs, and they're very good. She's like a smaller singer creator, but she's pretty cool. So this is, and I think this is one of her biggest songs. So if you haven't listened to it, it has a great vibe to it. Honestly, it's a great song, great message. So, um, thank you guys for watching the video. If you did like what you see, let me know in the comments. I no guest song this week because not I haven't got anybody to ask me or anything. But that's it. So, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoy, leave a like. Subscribe a little bit. Go check out the "Love Me Like I Love You" sample I did. I'm probably gonna be doing just these compositions for the next few weeks, and then we're gonna go back into the sample songs and some of the other stuff I do. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.